Shalom, shalom, saints. It's your girl Cece, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Christian podcast. It's a solo episode today. Today is Good Friday, and I wanted to talk about it because why do we celebrate it? Why do we eat fish? And especially for those of us who were brought up in a Caribbean household, I remember on a Friday, if you were seen eating chicken, whatever type of meat that wasn't fish, it was like you committed murder. It was more than a sin. And I just wanted to talk about it because every year in a Caribbean household, these things are like, it's celebrated. You're just eating fish, whether it be fried fish, steamed fish, salt fish. We was just eating it. And I actually didn't know why. So today we're going to ask some questions. Where did it come from? Who else practices it? Is it biblical or tradition? Yeah, and so did Yeshua, also known as Jesus, because Yeshua is his Hebrew name, actually die on Good Friday? So let's talk about it. So first things first, the tradition did not originate in the Caribbean. Sorry, it did not. Caribbean people inherited it through colonisation, but the practice itself comes from the European Christianity, particularly the Catholic Church. So it's not just us, it's also observed in Europe, Spain, Italy, Portugal, France, Latin America, the Philippines, and certain parts of Africa. So this is a global tradition. Good Friday became a day of mourning. Meat was avoided, fish was allowed, and over time it became a norm. Good Friday was created not in scripture. It developed through an early church leadership, especially within the Catholic Church, between the 2nd and 4th centuries. Church leaders created a structured calendar to organize remembrance, to unify believers, and to create order. That's where Good Friday was established as a day to remember the Messiah's death. So it's a church-created observance, not a command from Yah. Easter Monday is even simpler. It's not biblical at all. It comes from the European tradition, extended celebration of culture, and certain countries, the government has recognized it as a public holiday. So it's just a continuation of Easter Sunday. So it's cultural, not scriptural. When Christianity became tied to the Roman Empire, I'll say that again. When Christianity became tied to the Roman Empire, Roman structures shaped how we practice things. So Rome already had religious calendars, festival systems, and mourning and fasting days. So instead of believers simply following Passover timings, Rome organized everything into a yearly cycle. They assigned fixed days and they blended in Roman structure with Christian meaning. So that is how we've ended up with Good Friday, Easter Sunday, and Easter Monday. So it's a Roman influenced system of remembrance. There is no scripture that commands eating fish on Good Friday. None. This is just tradition that has been given to us from Rome. So it's not an instruction. And biblically speaking, fish is still flesh. So it's not obedience, it's a habit. Now let's get into something deeper. Because many of us was taught that Yeshua died on Friday and rose on Sunday. But when you actually read scripture, that timeline becomes questionable. Yeshua said he would be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. Friday to Sunday does not give you 3 full days and 3 full nights. So something doesn't add up. Also, Yeshua's death is tied to Passover timings, not a Roman Friday system. In the book of Exodus, Passover is very specific. When you study Hebrew timings, feast days, and Sabbath structure, many scholars and believers conclude it was likely not a Friday. but aligned with the Passover preparation day. So it was possibly midweek. So do your research. Don't even believe me, but do your research. So we should question the timeline we were given because the timing is off. Then the tradition is built around timing is also off. What is clear in scripture is Passover. In the book of Exodus, a lamb is sacrificed, blood brings deliverance, the lamb is eaten, and the Messiah is called the Lamb. So this is the real question. Should we be following this? And here's the balanced truth. You are not commanded to follow Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday. They are man-made observant days. So pray about it. Just pray about it, because your salvation is individual. If you want to continue to follow, at least you know the truth. You can teach people about the truth as to why you do it. So this is where I want to land. As believers, we're called to question everything, test everything, read the word for ourselves, not just follow what we have inherited, because not everything that is called Christian has started in scripture. So I just wanted you to say, read that again. Not everything that is called Christian has started in scripture. So I don't want you to just follow things blindly because of we were born into culture, we were born into tradition, so you're just going to follow it blindly and not question everything. No, we're going to come out of that. As we can see, there's so much stuff that's going on in the world. This is the time where we need to understand why we're doing stuff. Should we be following stuff? And are we walking in understanding? You know, a lot of us just trust our pastors fully. We don't question anything. But this is a time where we need to question and test everything. Because, you know, our pastors and our leaders within a church building are man too. They're human too. They make mistakes. And this is where we need to pray and test. And I just wanted to just come on here to just say, I'm repeating myself, but I want us to read for ourselves, question these things. Why do we celebrate this? Why do we celebrate that? Whatever cultural religions that is quote unquote tied to Christianity, is this true? Is this biblical? Look for it, read for it. So just to summarize, Good Friday was created by the early church leaders. Easter Sunday and Monday is cultural, not biblical. These practices were shaped by a Roman system. Fish on Good Friday is tradition, not scripture. The timeline of Friday to Sunday is questionable. Passover is the true biblical context. So most importantly, I'm just going to repeat myself, we are called to know truth for ourselves. So whatever you choose to do it with understanding, not habit. Question everything. Read the word for yourself. And let scripture, not tradition, be your foundation. So until next time, saints, stay rooted, stay discerning, stay in truth. Shalom, shalom.